Still ahead, an extreme challenge accomplished extremely quickly. We'll talk to the man who climbed one of the world's most famous peaks in record time. Stay with us. Now the incredible story of Sean Burch. He's the man who raced to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. That's a vertical gain of some 4,500 meters, and he did it in just under 5.5 hours, a new record. He joins us now from Washington to tell us all about it. Sean, congratulations are in order, I guess, and I'm trying to get a visual picture in my mind of this. You know, as you start this thing out, you're looking up at this incredible expanse before you. What's going through your mind?
Well, you know, you have 34 kilometers to deal with, so it was... You know, I didn't know really what to expect, and you go through, you know, a rainforest, you go through 5 different ecosystems, so by the time I actually got to the summit, it was just kind of relief just to get it over with, you know. Yeah,
I can imagine. How did you acclimate yourself for this? Because the altitudes are extraordinary.
Sure, I spent about 8 days on the mountain, and what I did was I spent a lot of time close to the summit, around the crater rim, and what I do is I'd run laps, and then I went actually up to the summit twice. And jumped rope for about 30 minutes at a time, and did that for about 2 days doing that. And I spent about 8 days on the mountain, came back down, and spent 2 days resting, meditating, and then I went up and did the speed ascent.
Wow. Was there any point in the 5 hours, because it was 5 hours, 28 minutes, and 48 seconds,
That's correct.
Any point during that where you said to yourself, I am not going to make this, I'm not going to do it?
Yeah, actually, I got caught in like a windstorm, which was an area called the Saddle. And I right there, I kind of thought, you know, maybe I started slowing down a little bit, and I thought maybe I wasn't going to be able to make it. But you know, I just persevered and said, you know, I can do this, and I just kept going.
You mentioned when you got to the top, it was more relief than anything else, but I'm sure it was a lot of other things too. How did it feel?
Well, you know, to be honest, I got to the summit, and actually I threw up. I was running so hard when I got to the summit. It was kind of, you know, kind of relief, and you know, and then I threw up, and then my leg muscles froze up for about an hour.
Wow.
And then I kind of just crawled back, well, you know, walked slowly back down to a high camp, and then back to about halfway down the mountain, and then you know, got back to the gate.
Yeah, I never thought about asking how you got down, but that's interesting. So getting up is one thing, but getting down is another. Yeah. You did this partly to draw attention to the issue of global warming. What did you notice about the condition of the ice caps when you were up there?
Well, if you there's some photographs that I took actually that show the global warming taking effect on the ice cap. I mean, they say within 15 years it's going to be gone. And so it's going to be only seasonal time when you get snow there on the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. So what I did was work with WWF, the World Wildlife Fund, and I was trying to bring awareness, and we're trying to bring awareness to global warming. So as best as we possibly can.
What's your fitness regime like? I just have to know.
I train 4 or 5 hours every day. It's my job. I came up with this concept. And it's called hyper fitness living, which I'm actually writing a book about, which allows any person who follows this program to achieve any goal or dream. So what I do is I go around, and pretty much this validates my program. I go around and do these extreme challenges, and it's pretty much like, hey, this is a goal I want to do. I'm not a big runner. I only started running about a year ago, and I was able to achieve it through this program that I've created. And what I do is, you know, I just go out there, and people that have done the program have found it to be successful. I mean, I hope you take it, Colleen.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah.
I think I'd be a prime candidate. Maybe not.
Yeah, no, everyone's a prime candidate.
I know, you know, I know from reading about your experience that it's as much about the mental as it is the physical. But you know, one of the physical aspects that really stuck out for me was you describing how you could actually feel something happening to your lungs, like in terms of fluid. I mean, what happens to the body?
Yeah, on the way back down, I got pulmonary edema, which is fluid fills up in your lungs. So I got back down to about 4,000 meters, and when you breathe, you can hear it like gargle in your lungs. So I knew it wasn't serious, because I had it on Everest and another 8,000 meter peak. So I knew it wasn't serious, but it could have been serious. and if I didn't take it, if I didn't go down. So I had to immediately go back down, in altitude. Otherwise, it would have gotten real serious.
Did you need medical treatment at all?
No, not at all.
So what is next for Sean Burch?
I think Antarctica is calling my name.
Antarctica is calling your name. And what does she want you to do?
Well, you'll have to wait and see. But I have a lot of things planned for Antarctica. We'll just see how it goes, with sponsors and everything. It always depends on that. And so I want to work on just some good environmental issues down there that need to be addressed.
Well, I was going to say there's some great environmental issues down there. What would you want to highlight?
Well, the ozone layer. I mean,
yeah.
look what's happening with. I mean, it's pretty much all the ice caps are on the outline of the continent are just going into the ocean, and sea levels are rising. So it's an issue that I think needs to be addressed, and hopefully I can help do that.
All right. Sean Burch, it has been a pleasure talking to you. You are an inspiration.
Thank you so much, Colleen.
Appreciate it. Thanks to Sean Burch, who joined us from Washington. I'm Colleen McEdwards at CNN Center, and I'll be right back with an update of our main stories after a short break. You're watching CNN.
This is CNN.